This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 42.
Okay, we've got this. I guess we'll...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I guess we'll listen to it this time until a point where we'll go to the mind
Stanley came
control
to a set
room.
of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Maybe we can beat him to what he like. We'll just go. Just go.
Yet there was not a single
Thomas, don't
person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yes, passive-aggressive behavior is great for solving conflict.
Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
It remembers me! I thought we were like starting from scratch because we like died and then had to start from scratch. But it remembers us, so that's great. I like this room. Okay, let's continue. Oops. Oh, we closed the door. We never did that last time. Let's go on. Thank you, Mr. Narrator.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
As much as I want to see the mind control facility. Let's just have a quick peek downstairs. Oh, it's a parking lot. Can we take a car and go? Probably not, but let's just have a look outside. Stay.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Oh.
Why did doors close automatically
Yeah.
behind him wherever he went?
Good question.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then
We're
he
flying!
imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, He knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago?
Make it happen
How
again.
else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Thanks for the help. But I guess if he's dead, there's not much she can do other than call for help, eh? Okay. So, we've died twice. Okay. Third time, fourth time lucky.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
The end is never. What if the... Oh, we're on the desk! Woohoo! What if the end is never? What if the game never ends? Like, when do we know to stop playing? And I know we just started, but will we know when it's time? I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Back up to the boss's office. That's where we're going. Okay. So, this is interesting so far. I'm enjoying it.
There was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
The broom closet. How dare he? I like this room. Narrator. Let me in. Wow. So stuff changes though like that. The narrator's in control.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm not gonna go all the way down. I'm not going through the doors. I just wanna know if it's gonna be the same. Is it the same? Oops, I almost did. Okay, let's just go up. Let's just go back up. Right. And then we'll go to the mind control facility, and all will be fine. Is this still locked? And that didn't close. Wait! Open! Wait! Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes, if the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Huh. What is this? Extreme bathrooms, Time magazine, brilliant, brilliant. Okay. Lovely, I'm glad we got to see it here. This must be nice, having, oh, dirty mirror. Having your own bathroom in your own huge office. Must be great. Ooh. Panda! Wow, that's a horrible, horrible painting. I don't know which way to go. I wouldn't mind going to the mind control facility though. Let's go to the off. Let's go this way. I guess we'll go up. We've gone down. It didn't go well when we went down this. Ooh. I love elevator music. It's weird, I know, but it's cool. This is bright. This the elevator. Is that the narrator of the music or Stanley? Are we gonna arrive somewhere? We still going up? What? Wait! Wait! That's still a hard business strategy? That's hard. Horrible. Horrible. Wait! Come back. Let's go down. Oh, down, please. This isn't gonna take us anywhere, is it? Great. To the office we go.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
The camera there. Okay, let's go. Let's do this. Okay, so we're gonna find out what happens this time in the mind control facility. We're not gonna escape. We'll see, though. I mean, there seems to be different stuff all the time, which is amazing and cool and everything. And the game just keeps expanding every time you replay it. Well, every time you're forced to restart / die. You know, that's okay.